All right, rare earth materials. They're in everything from smartphones to fighter jets, so we need them. One problem: China dominates the industry because of stupid U.S. policies. So this has left America vulnerable, really vulnerable, most importantly in areas of national security. But China's leverage over us is coming to an end.
China intelligently went and they sort of took a monopoly of the world's magnets. And nobody needed magnets until they convinced everybody 20 years ago. In terms of playing the cards, we have much bigger and better cards than they do.
Here to weigh in, Joshua Ballard, CEO of USA Rare Earth. Joshua, you've been sounding the alarm on this for a long time. President Trump says he's making us energy independent, but do we have the resources to be rare earth independent? He says yes. What do you say?
We do. I mean, we have plenty of resources, both in terms of the minerals that we have in the earth, the people, the technology, and the capital that we need to really build out this industry that China's had a stranglehold on for so long. And here at USA Rare Earth, at our factory out here in Oklahoma, we're certainly proud to be meeting the president's call to action on this.
So the investment that he promises is going to be massive. And it makes sense, does it not, given the fact that we put almost $1 trillion into our U.S. military, only to be dependent upon our biggest military adversary for key components of our weapon systems. That is insane. It's nuts. So he knows that if we don't have this market as our own market, we're finished. I mean, that's as simple as that. Our independence is on the line.
That's right. That's right, and that's what your viewers should understand, is these rare earths, the rare earth metals, and the magnets that come out of them, they underpin modern technology. They're in a slew of industries that drive trillions of GDP here in the U.S. in our economy, and they're critical to national defense. So it's important that we rebuild this industry and reshore it back here in America.
Now, where are these minerals found? I mean, we heard that they were being mined in South America, and it's really dirty to do so and so forth. But do we have them all in the United States? Because Americans are confused. There's so many different terms, and it all seems quite confusing.
We do. There's 17 rare earths. We have a deposit out in West Texas that has 15 of those 17 rare earths. We have one operating mine here in the U.S., so we absolutely have the minerals here in the U.S., but we have to take the step, and this is where the president is really showing the leadership and courage, I think, as he builds this independence here in America, is to take the step to invest, to actually dig into the ground, get out these minerals. Not only that, you got to process them, which is a technology we gave up years ago to China. We need to make the metals and finally the magnets that go into all these technologies.
Why did we do that? Like this, was it just money? Was it just environmental lobby?
It was just money.
I mean, it's insane that we did that. And Trump is like, I can't believe we actually did this as a nation.
Yeah, well, it's money. I mean, we've all been kind of on the fix of cheap things from China, for sure. That's part of it. But also there's the not wanting in our backyard, you know, having a mine built, stripping down the earth. I mean, it can be a messy process. We can do it much cleaner than China. But what's important for everybody to understand as well is all of these minerals underpin even the environmental technologies that we use today, ways we can reduce energy, solar, and everything else. Like, it's critical to a cleaner economy. It's critical to our economic growth and every new technology, physical technology that's coming out today.
Could we become the dominant player in rare earth materials, given what Trump is planning in the hundreds? I mean, over time, it would be hundreds of billions of dollars, I'm told, in investment.
Yeah, I absolutely believe we can. I mean, we're actively investing. It's going to take both the private sector as well as the public sector to really do this in a big way. But what I've been saying is, hey, this is the Manhattan Project moment for rare earths here in America, and we just need to invest and make it happen. We have the wherewithal, the capital, and we can build the technologies that we need to do it. We're at the forefront of it. Well, we want to be champions of this as we build this in America. And we're just proud to be meeting, again, the president's call to action, and happy he and the administration have had the courage and leadership to really take this on. We can do it, absolutely.
Joshua, I was saying, like, when we saw the Soviets were racing ahead in space, it wasn't like, well, we'll wait till Boeing gets its act together and does, you know, helps us more in space. No, it was a government initiative that said, no, we have to race to space. And they did it. This is, I would submit, much more important. And only President Trump would have the guts to do this. Joshua, I want to come see your your operation there. I'm going to call you. I want to come visit.
We would love to have you. You're welcome anytime.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.